There are things we feel long before we understand them. You may feel tired after talking to a certain person, yet blame it on a stressful day. You may wake up exhausted after a full night's sleep and assume it's just pressure. You may feel a heavy weight in your chest around someone and convince yourself it's nothing. But the subconscious never acts randomly. It sees everything much earlier than the conscious mind can form even a single thought. And when someone appears in your life who feeds on your energy, someone we call an energetic parasite, your inner system recognizes it instantly. And it begins to speak to you through sensations, dreams, bodily reactions, and those subtle intuitive signals you often ignore. An energetic parasite is not a mythical creature or a dark force in the classical sense. It is a person who takes more than they have a right to take. They drink from your attention, your emotions, your presence, your warmth, your reactions. And very often, these people do not seem bad at all. On the contrary, they may be kind, gentle, close, vulnerable. And that's exactly why we fail to notice how we slowly lose ourselves. Energetic dependency does not appear suddenly. It unfolds slowly, softly, almost invisibly. You simply talk to a person, and afterward you feel empty. You look into their eyes and feel tired. You listen, and your focus dissolves. The more they are around, the smaller you become. The first signs always arrive through the body. You may suddenly feel sleepy, heavy in the chest, tense in the head, foggy in your thoughts. Your breathing, heart rhythm, or mood may shift. You may feel an inner coldness, or conversely, a burning emptiness. This is not just emotions. This is your nervous system reacting to someone who, consciously or not, begins to live not on their own energy, but yours. But the very first layer that reacts is the unconscious. Dreams are the language the subconscious uses to shout when we refuse to listen to ourselves during the day. And when an energetic parasite enters your field, your dreams become darker, heavier, more intense. You may see dark silhouettes standing behind you or too close. You may see webs that cling to your hands or legs and won't let go. You may see locked doors that don't open no matter how hard you try. Empty corridors, sealed rooms, thick fog, black water rising from your feet, foreign hands pulling you backward. These dreams are not about monsters and not about fear. They are about connection, about someone gaining access to your energy, your inner resources, your strength. The subconscious tries to show this in the simplest way, through symbols of delay, restraint, entanglement. You may wake up feeling heavy, as if something drained you. This is because energetic parasites do not work through physical contact, but through emotional attachment, attention, and your inner space. There are people around whom you cannot say no, not because you fear upsetting them, but because you feel an inexplicable guilt or obligation. This is how energetic attachment works. A parasite does not ask, they provoke, so you give more on your own. You shrink to avoid conflict. You adapt. You give in. You lose your integrity. With time comes the feeling that you owe something, that your worth is in what you give, that you must be present even when you don't want to, that you have no right to step back. When an energetic parasite enters deeper, dark emotions appear that you cannot explain. Anger, anxiety, sadness, emptiness, often not yours. These are the other person's emotions that you absorb unconsciously. They give you their weight, and in return, take your strength. There is no magic in this. It is the dynamics of unbalanced energetic exchange, when someone lives on what you willingly or unwillingly give away. When this process crosses a line, the subconscious activates its defense. You may suddenly feel a strong aversion you cannot explain. a sharp pressure in the chest when the person is near, a desire to distance yourself, avoid conversation. Your body tightens, muscles contract, shoulders lift. Intuition whispers, "Stay away." This is not moodiness or imagination. This is your built-in safety system. This is how the body and the subconscious respond when a connection becomes dangerous. An energetic parasite is not always a toxic person. Toxic people harm you with behavior. Energetic parasites harm you with connection. They may be gentle, quiet, even very pleasant. But after interacting with them, you feel worse, not better. Smaller, not fuller. Empty, not nourished. And that is the main criterion. To reclaim your power, you must restore your boundaries. Even the smallest no can break an energetic attachment. It is important to stop feeding the person with attention, emotional reaction, inner space. Return to your body. Listen to yourself. Give yourself rest, silence, warmth. Stop participating in someone else's emotional storms. Stop taking what does not belong to you. Stop allowing your inner world to dissolve into someone else's. Dreams help cleanse this connection too. They bring symbols to the surface, the ones you ignore during the day. A repeating image is never random. It is a thread you can pull to extract what is draining you. The subconscious never stays silent. It warns you, cries out, whispers, tries to reach you in every possible way. And when you feel that someone is draining your strength, it is not an illusion, not exaggeration. It is a real signal that the balance has been broken. You do not have to give your energy to someone who takes it. You do not have to be someone's source of power. You do not have to exhaust yourself for the sake of someone else's needs or expectations. Most importantly, you always feel the truth, even when you pretend for a long time that you don't. You may not be able to stop someone who wants your energy, but you can always stop giving it. Return yourself to yourself, and you will see how quickly your world begins to change. The subconscious speaks to us through dreams, symbols, and quiet sensations. If you wish to understand its language, stay with us. Subscribe to Night Oracle Guide and keep discovering yourself, one vision at a time.